All right, in the studio with us, a guy we haven't seen around here in a little while. It's
Hey!
Paul Jr.
Paul Jr.
Yes.
Back with Orange County Choppers. You're here. You got a book coming
Technically
out.
not, but you're close.
All right, well, so now explain this
Yeah,
for us.
I'll get you up to speed. So
Yeah.
the show's coming back. All those years ago, the first part of American Chopper was all of us together. And then there was a split between me and my father, and that turned the second half of the 10-year run of American Chopper into Senior versus Junior.
Yeah, I remember the Senior
which
versus
wasn't
Junior,
a namesake that I was wanting, but this is what the network does. And so, I had my own company, he had his own company, and we did build separately, and so we shared a show. Mm-hmm. So coming back, we are keeping our companies and our brands separate. But I think there's more of an effort now to coexist, to maybe get along. That's my intention. I think that's his intention. So I think you'll get a mix of the two, halves of American Chopper, where
it's like two shows in one.
it kind of is, yeah. Only now we're trying not to be at odds. That's the idea.
You're trying, yeah.
We're trying, and I think it's working out so far. Yeah. But it's new. This is really, we've just started filming like 3 weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And so the transition to try and coexist in a good environment is just starting, and it's going pretty good so far.
So when I heard the announcement, this is my first question. My first question is, so which came first? You and your dad reconciling and deciding to get back together, or the call from the Discovery Channel saying, hey, we want you guys to get back together?
They are almost coinciding at the same time. In some way, the opportunity to do the show again is, I think, helping us walk away from our indifference, if that makes any sense. In other words, it's causing us to be together, and I think that is a positive thing moving forward.
I don't know about everybody else, but I kind of want to see you guys fight. That's part of the draw.
Well, I can't promise that we won't. I'm just saying that we're going to make an effort to, we have up until this point had very little relationship, and I have my own son now, so I have a whole different list of reasons why we should try and make it work. We're all getting older, and I'd like to see it end well, and it didn't in the last run of American Chopper as far as our relationship goes.
Will Mikey be part of the show also?
Yeah, of course. How can you do it without him, right?
So going back into it, like you're back in. You've been here before.
Yep.
You've done the show before, and you know what can happen and the tensions that rise
right.
and all that kind of stuff. What are you doing differently? Now, how do you have a different perspective going into this?
Oh,
is there something
definitely.
you're going to change?
Yeah, and I think we had an ugly lawsuit the last run, and all of that's behind us. And I got to be honest with you, the only way I see it working is we both got to just keep looking forward. You can't look back. You can't dwell on the past. And so that's my intention. And I'm telling you, we're going to make it work. I really want it to work out. I want to get my relationship back with my father. I think he wants the same. I think sometimes you get in a situation where you don't know how to do that. And so one of the things is you got to be around each other. I mean, you can't have a relationship without being in a situation where you're next to each other, and then maybe you realize, hey, maybe we like each other. And, after all of that time, you think you know who the other person is, but it's been a long time since we've really been together. And at the end of the day, we're different people now. I think both of us.
And things have changed a lot too since the last time. Because I know, your dad's business has had its struggles.
Yeah.
You've been successful on your own too, but it hasn't been as easy, right?
Well, yeah. Listen, television helps. My brand is built around marketing. I build for corporations and charities and individuals, and people like the marketing aspect of what the show brings, and I like it as well. So, and it brings us in work and clients that people like to watch us build bikes for. I build theme bikes, and my father does the same. So, you need the clients in order to build the theme bikes, and so it's kind of hand in hand.
Does your father right now have a relationship with your son?
Right now, it's just getting kind of off the ground a little bit. Not much of one, just because of our distance. So how's he supposed to have a relationship with him? But I think there's a desire, from my perspective, I want to see my son have a relationship with him. And I think my father wants to have more of a relationship with my son. So, how we make that work, that's a process. But that's where we're going, and that's really what's important to me. It's about the next generation now. It's about my son.
Now, I saw a picture that you tweeted of your son actually working on a bike with you at the shop. Yeah. Does he get right in there?
Yeah, he'll be 3 February 3rd, so he's a little young, but he loves the tools. He loves the nuts and bolts. He wants to be at Daddy's shop. So, yeah, it's kind of fun. And, I'm not pushing it on him. It's just kind of where he wants to be.
That's very cool. All right, so look, there's plenty of other questions I have for you. I want to talk about this book too, which comes out on Tuesday, right?
Yes, November 7th is the launch. It's called The Build, and it's designing my life of choppers, family, and faith, and I think people are going to dig it.
All right. I want to talk more about the book. You can stick around for another segment?
Sure.
All right. We'll have more with Paul Jr. coming up next.